So let's tackle drawing number 22 with Autocad. Just going to click here to enlarge, and our basic shape here is a 50 by 75 angled box that's 65 deep. I'm just going to jump over to CAD, start a new drawing, and start with a line command. I'm actually going to go with this line first, and I didn't even measure it. It's intentional, don't worry about it. I'm going to come over to 75. I'm going to zoom out so I can actually see my whole drawing. Okay, maybe I'm going to escape this first and then double click my scroll wheel because it wouldn't let me zoom anymore. Okay, we're going to start the line command back up. Go up 50. Come across 15 at the top. Wait a minute, how did I know to come across 15? Let's jump back over to our drawing. There's my 50, my 75, the unknown, and there's the 15 way in the back right there. Now to get this line, what we need to do is figure out what this angle is. We know it's 30 degrees from flat from this corner, but we don't know where exactly this corner is, so we should work on this other side. So we're going to use a little bit of geometry here to figure this one out. And I'm just going to quickly sketch some triangles. I'm not going to care about this line for now because clearly it's way too short. I'm just going to throw that in there. And I'm going to draw another line that comes straight down. Okay. Straight over. Doesn't even matter how far. Do you see a triangle shape in here? I do. Let's take that 30 degrees coming from here and imagine that being right here. This side, since we just drew it and we know what it is, it's a perfect 90-degree angle. It's these two lines are perpendicular. The inside dimensions of a triangle, the angles always add up to 180. So if this is 30 and this is 90, what's this? Well, let's do it. 90, 30, 120, 80 minus 120 must be 60. So if this is 60, that's great. We can figure out this line. Also, along the way, while we're doing that, if we happen to need it, if I were to put another line right here, the difference between this line and this line is now 90 degrees. If this part of it is 60, this part here must be 30 as well. So let's get rid of, actually I don't know why I deselected those. I'm about to erase them anyway. Let's get rid of both of those. Let's get rid of that one. Let's go to our polar tracking, make sure it's going to give us 30-degree angles, and it is. Grab our line tool, and if we go straight out and then drop down to that first tracking point, there's our 30-degree angle. And I'm just going to extend it beyond where it needs to go because I'll trim it off after the fact. Let's come down here. We could use grips to modify this, or we could use extend. I'm just going to use grips because it's easier. And that is there. I'm also going to use grips to modify this one. Instead of starting the trim command, we've got that one side done. I'm just going to orbit a little bit. I reached for my view cube and it wasn't turned on, so never mind. I'm going to turn the view cube back on. That did not orbit the way it was supposed to. Okay, I'm going to create a second copy of this. Actually, I'm not sure I like that viewing angle. You know what? I should have left well enough alone. Going back to it. Okay. Second copy of this thing, 65 away. I'm going to put in a reference point first. It'll just make life a little bit easier. I'm just going to throw a line in here, drop it down in the Z direction, and I believe that distance was 65. Press enter. And now I'm going to copy all of this and bring it down. Okay, I'm going to turn on free orbit this time instead of just regular orbit. I like it way better, far more control. Set that up so it looks just like the drawing that we're trying to reproduce. Now I didn't dimension any of this stuff yet, so you know, I could have made a mistake somewhere, and now that I've copied it, I could have copied that mistake, and that could present a problem later on. But this is for demonstration purposes only, so I don't plan on putting any dimensions on it. We're just going to go through the process. I'm going to now copy this line, grab that endpoint, and this line, it represents an edge that goes from one of these surfaces to the other. So that's all we need to do, set that all up just like that. Now if we look over at this drawing again, we've got this rectangle here in the middle. Well, the easiest way to draw that rectangle on this object is to make sure the UCS is on this surface as well. So this corner would make a great origin for our UCS, with X running this way and Y running up this way. So let's go do that. Jump back to AutoCAD. I almost jumped back to the video instead of AutoCAD, but all right, here we go. UCS, enter, and X this way, Y this way, and yes, I just typed UCS into the keyboard. Now what I'm going to do is offset all of these lines the proper dimensions and then just trim them off, and this thing will be done. So let's go figure out what those offsets are. Looks to be 10 from the top, 15 from the bottom, 10 from each side. So here's my offset command. You can also get it just by typing O and pressing enter. Wants a distance, most of them are 10, so I'll set it to 10 for now. Pick a line, pick a side. Pick a line, pick a side. Pick a line, pick a side. Enter to stop it, enter to restart it. I'm going to set a new distance of 15. Pick a line, pick a side. All right, and I'm done with that. Type in trim, double enter, so everything's a cutting edge. Trim away with the lines that we don't need. And that drawing is done.